of a cluster of several islands, group of several islands together in the vicinity. The sort of a structure is frequently observed in Western Pacific Ocean. Sort of structure frequently observed in Western Pacific Ocean. All these Western Pacific Ocean, the island formation are the product of interplate interactions. Western Pacific Ocean में पश्चिम प्रशांत महासागर. These island groups exist on the margins of the plates. Margin of the plates. Margin में है this island groups. Plate का margin. All these island formations are the product of interplate interactions. Interplate plate के अंदर interaction in the ocean. These island groups exist on the margin of the plates. Australian plate, Eurasian plate, Indian plate, Gondwana plate. Islands in the Indonesia and Philippines archipelago have been formed due to the interaction among Pacific plate, Indo-Australian plate have been formed. Why? Philippines covering with each other. When the ocean front of these plates interact with each other, oceanic front, the older and denser plate subducts into trench. Older plate, denser plate subduct into trench, resulting in earthquakes, sedimentation of ocean floor, and melting of mantle materials create volcanoes. At the subduction zone, the volcanoes produce island. Volcano arcs or group of island or archipelago. Island arcs. Actually, volcano at the subduction zone. Older denser plate subducts into trench. Older plate resulting earthquake sedimentation, ocean floor melting, mantle material creates volcanoes. In the oceanic basaltic floor, which after being metamorphosed form of a huge series. Oceanic ballistic floor, which after being metamorphosed forms the huge series of volcanic arcs, island arcs. In addition to this, tectonic uplift have also created these islands, tectonic uplift and mountains. This overlapping of these areas along Pacific ring of fire considerably support the theory of oceanic convergence. Tectonic plate, Indo-Australian and Pacific plate, oceanic convergence, volcanic eruptions, subduction. Tropical cyclones are largely confined to South China Sea, Bay of Bengal, and Gulf of Mexico. Tropical cyclone largely confined to Bay of Bengal cyclone, South China Sea. Strongly favor of the formulation of tropical cyclones in these oceans. Location. The location of South China Sea, Bay of Bengal, and Gulf of Mexico fall within 8 to 30 degrees north of equator. This region has good impact of Coriolis force. South China Sea, Indian Bay of Bengal, Gulf of Mexico, within latitude 8 degree to 30 degree north of equator. Sea surface temperature. Sea surface temperature is around 25 degrees Celsius. Free from cold currents. These are also free from cold currents in the vicinity. Fell in extreme low pressure areas in summer season. Local winds of this area have components of easterlies embedded, like tropical easterly jet stream on the Indian subcontinent. Jet stream, tropical easterly. Local winds of this area have component of easterlies. This region come in the vicinity of 80 creating convergence zones, intertropical convergence zones. Low pressure or thereby providing a rotating wind system near the surface. Convergence zones favored by huge amount of tropical water. Tropical cyclones are also favored by the huge amount of tropical waters which amply is available in these seas. Amply. What is the relation between the shrinking Himalayan glaciers and the symptoms of climate change in the Indian subcontinent? The relation between the shrinking Himalayan glacier, the Governmental Panel to Climate Change (IPCC), Governmental Panel on Climate Change, World Meteorological. Being a relationship between shrinking Himalayan glaciers, World Meteorological Organization (WMO) have been iterating time and again the shrinkage, ice caps, glaciers, including Himalayan glaciers as the direct and threatening consequences of climate change. Gradual rise in average global temperature, sea level rise, snow peaks melting, wilder and unusual weather conditions, more frequent droughts are some of the prominent symptoms of climate change. Many of these can very well attributed and associated to shrinkage of Himalayan glaciers. Actually, World Meteorological Organization have been iterating time and again the shrinkage of ice caps, glaciers, including Himalayan glaciers, as the direct and threatening consequent climate change. Rise in average global temperatures. The directly activated glacier meltings. Moreover, unusual weather conditions have been resulting in less frequent glaciers are also melting due to heavy pollution of atmosphere. One of the prominent agents of pollution is black carbon soot, which gets deposited on the snow and responsible for increasing heat insulation. Carbon soot, black carbon soot, heat insulation and decreasing the albedo of the snow peaks and glaciers. Decreasing albedo. This speeds up the melting. Albedo means which transfer of the humidity, increase the heat insulation. Shrinkage of climate change.